Gaza is a narrow strip of land on the eastern coast of the Mediterranean Sea. It is only about 41 kilometers long and 10 kilometers wide, but its history stretches across more than 5,000 years. Empires have risen and fallen here. This is the story of Gaza. Gaza's history began around 3,000 years before Christ when it was settled by the Canaanites. Its fertile soil and location between Africa and Asia made it a key center for trade. Around 1,200 years before Christ, it became one of the 5 great cities of the Philistines. It was a place mentioned in many ancient scriptures, known for the story of Samson. Because of its position, Gaza became an important stop along the ancient trade route known as the Way of the Sea, connecting Egypt and Mesopotamia. Throughout history, many empires ruled Gaza: Egyptians, Assyrians, Babylonians, Persians, and Greeks. Each left their mark on its culture and people. In 332 BCE, Alexander the Great conquered Gaza after a long siege. Later, it became part of the Hellenistic world, filled with Greek culture, temples, and trade. When the Romans took over, Gaza became a busy port city. It also became an early center of Christianity, with many churches built during the 4th century. In the year 637, Muslim armies led by Caliph Umar ibn al-Khattab captured Gaza. Islam spread peacefully, and Gaza became part of the Islamic Caliphate. Under Muslim rule, Gaza grew as a center of learning and commerce. Imam al-Shafi'i, one of Islam's greatest scholars, was born here in 767. Over the following centuries, Gaza passed through the hands of the Crusaders, Ayyubids, and Mamluks, yet it remained an active and vibrant city. In 1517, Gaza became part of the Ottoman Empire and stayed that way for 400 years. It was known for trade in olives, soap, and textiles. People of different faiths, Muslims, Christians, and Jews lived peacefully together. By the 19th century, travelers described Gaza as a quiet town surrounded by green fields and sand dunes. During World War I, British forces captured Gaza from the Ottomans in 1917 after 3 major battles. Then, Gaza became part of the British Mandate of Palestine. Under British rule, tensions grew between the local Arab population and new waves of Jewish immigrants. Gaza became a center for Palestinian nationalism and resistance. In 1948, when Israel was created, war broke out between the new Israeli state and the Arab countries. More than 700,000 Palestinians were forced to flee their homes. Around 200,000 came to Gaza, which then came under Egyptian administration. Refugee camps were built to shelter them, and many of those camps still exist today. In 1967, during the Six-Day War, Israel captured Gaza from Egypt. This marked the beginning of a long military occupation. Israeli settlements were built across Gaza, and Palestinians lived under strict control. Curfews, arrests, and restrictions became part of daily life. In 1987, frustration and anger erupted into the First Intifada, an uprising that began in Gaza and spread throughout the Palestinian territories. During this time, Hamas was formed in Gaza as a movement for Islamic resistance. The uprising ended with the Oslo Accords in the 1990s, which promised peace and a Palestinian state, but those promises were never fulfilled. In 2005, Israel withdrew its soldiers and settlers from Gaza, ending its direct presence. But after Hamas won the Palestinian elections in 2006, a violent political split followed, and by 2007, Hamas took full control of Gaza. In response, Israel and Egypt imposed a blockade that has lasted for many years. The blockade restricts movement, food, medicine, and goods, making life extremely difficult for the people of Gaza. Since 2008, Gaza has suffered repeated wars and attacks. In 2008, 2012, 2014, 2021, and again in 2023, bombings destroyed homes, schools, and hospitals. Thousands of people, many of them children, were killed. Each time the world watched, and each time Gaza had to rebuild from the rubble once more. Today, Gaza is home to more than 2 million Palestinians. Most are refugees from 1948 and their descendants. The population lives in one of the most crowded areas on Earth. Electricity is limited, water is scarce, and unemployment is high. Yet, despite these conditions, the people of Gaza continue to live, learn, and dream. Gaza is not only a place of suffering, it is also a land of strength, faith, and hope. Its people write poetry, paint murals, teach children, and rebuild their lives again and again. Gaza's story is not just a story of war. It is a story of endurance, of a people who have never given up their right to live freely and with dignity.